And this is the old radiator. This is a lot thicker than the radiator that's in there. But pay attention to this right here, in which I tried to repair this radiator. I just had to put a radiator on my 72 convertible Impala LS3 swap. Looking at maybe almost 600 horsepower. Get our own wiring. And we show y'all how to do the wiring, YouTube. Step by step, YouTube. Everything you need to know. LS swap, baby. I'm satisfied, YouTube. I made a few mistakes with my LS swap cooling system. I spent a lot of unnecessary money. These LS swaps, they already cost enough money. Today, YouTube, we're gonna talk about the mistakes I made and how you can avoid them mistakes and how to save you from spending unnecessary money, YouTube. But before we do that, check this 75 convertible Caprice. It's sitting in the woods 28 years, y'all. Unmolested. Yeah, baby. We got a roller, baby. We got a roller. Air in the tire, just a little bit. Got both donks in the garage now, man. Make sure you click that subscribe button. Make sure you turn on your notification bell. Let Chevys R Us help you do your LS swap, YouTube. We a family, man. We gonna do this thing together. Y'all ready? Let's get it, YouTube. YouTube, this your boy, Tone, coming back at y'all one more again, YouTube, with another great video on Chevys R Us, man. Y'all already know what time it is, man. We out here, we in the garage, and guess what? Ain't nothing nobody can do about it, YouTube. We finna get to it. I got some things that I want to share with y'all that's gonna help to make sure your LS swap don't run hot. It's gonna make sure that you don't spend a whole lot of unnecessary money. And it's also gonna make sure you don't tear your LS swap up. You just spent a lot of money on your LS swap, man. You don't wanna tear it up. But first things first, man, let's get this radiator replaced in our 72 convertible Impala. And then we gonna talk about the things that's gonna help. All right, YouTube, man, look, this is what we got. We got the 72 convertible Impala behind me. And it's been having a little radiator leak. So today what we got, let me show y'all. We got a 3-quart radiator in. And we're just gonna take the old one out and get the new one installed. The new one is a 3-core, but the old one is a 4-core radiator. So we'll go from there. We'll see how it goes. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these radiator hoses off, the top and the bottom one, and we're gonna let all the antifreeze drain into our pan on the bottom. Now y'all see the pan that we got right there. So let's get that done, and then we'll be right back with y'all in a minute, YouTube. All right, YouTube, let me show y'all what I got. I took this upper radiator hose off. I let the coolant drain out. I took the bottom radiator hose out. I know you see the coolant draining out right there. I also took the steam vent line off. And then I also took the transmission cooler lines off. One of the fittings came out at the bottom, but I just got to put it in a new one. And here's the other fitting right here. So, next is just take the mounting bolts off for this cover that holds the radiator in. So I'm gonna take this off, and then the radiator should be ready to lift right out. So let me get these 4 bolts out, and I'll be right back with y'all in a minute, YouTube. All right, YouTube. What I got now is I got the old radiator right here, and I got the new radiator right here. As you all see, man, I got several pieces that I need to transfer from the old radiator to the new radiator. I got to transfer the fan shroud, and I got to transfer these connectors and this block-off plate right here. So that's what I'm getting ready to do right now, YouTube. First thing first, I'm going to get these screwed out. Little Teflon tape. Yeah, take the other half and wipe it on the other end. That way, whenever you screw the hose on, it already got Teflon on it, YouTube. Screw that in there like that. Go to block off right here. Do the same thing. That's it. Screw that in there like that. You know what I'm saying? Yep, just like that. I'm gonna tighten it down in just a second. Actually ready to go now. All right, YouTube, man, check it out, YouTube. Just wanted to show y'all, man, I got the radiator all the way back installed. That's the top radiator hose. Got the bottom radiator hose down there. You can kind of see it a little bit. It's right there where my finger's at. Got all the transmission cooler lines. That's the top one. You go to the bottom one here. And we also got our steam vent line right here. And I know y'all see the Teflon there. So basically, we just set the radiator back down in there. We put the cover back on that holds the radiator forward. And we added a little screw right here, man. This is a nut. This is a bolt. It's a bolt right here. Let me see if I can focus in on it for you. Yeah. This bolt right here, it's got a nut right here. And it's got a nut on the other side. And we just screwed the bolt in and tightened this nut up here to where it stays forward. And that way it pushes the radiator all the way forward. This radiator is a little smaller than the one we took out. The one we took out is a 4-core, and this one is a 3-core. The 4-core is about maybe that thick right there, because it got an extra core in it. But this one is a little thinner, so you know we had to add this one to keep it stable. And so, you know, it's sturdy. You know what I'm saying? And we got it all hooked back up. All right, YouTube. Check this out, man. This is the old radiator. I know you see that this is a lot thicker than the radiator that's in there, because this is a 4-row radiator. And it ran extremely cool with this radiator. But pay attention to this right here, YouTube. I know y'all see that. Right there is some JB weld in which I tried to repair this radiator. But let me let y'all in on a little secret, YouTube. That hole in the radiator that I tried to repair, that actually is a result of a power steering cooler that I installed on the front of the radiator. You know how you got those power steering coolers or transmission coolers that you just butted up to the radiator, and you stick those long little things in there and it mounts right on the radiator. That leak on my radiator did not come until after I installed that power steering cooler on that radiator. So my advice to you, YouTube, is if you got a aluminum radiator, don't install anything on the front of that radiator. I don't care if it's transmission cooler, power steering cooler, intercooler, whatever it is, man. Do not install anything on your aluminum LS swap radiator. What I advise you to do is to mount it somewhere up in the front. You know what I'm saying? If you got a bolt or bracket on or something like that, man, just make sure it's statically mounted to a bracket or a bar or something. Whatever you do, do not mount anything to your aluminum LS swap radiator. Otherwise, I guarantee you, you're going to be spending some money on a new radiator like I had to do. And I don't want you to have to go through that, YouTube. So y'all remember that, man. All right? Another thing that I want to show y'all, man. Let me show y'all. Y'all see these y'all see these stainless steel bendable radiator hoses? They look nice and pretty on here, man. They look good. You know what I'm saying? They look nice and pretty. But this morning, I was out riding the car around, and this sucker right here started leaking. And what I discovered is that this thing, it was not all the way on the radiator nozzle. And so it wouldn't go all the way on because of this cutout in this bracket. The clip, the clamp actually needed to go forward a little bit. And so I just took this out all together. And so I fixed that one. This one stopped leaking. And this one down here, let me cut the light on so y'all can see, man. This looks horrible. Look at this bottom radiator hose, man. That looks absolutely ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? It didn't look like that before I started driving. It was tight, but it didn't look like this, man. And this sucker started leaking out fluid, coolant, and it never would get tight. As tight as I tried to tighten it, it never would stop leaking. And so, you know, this is the ending result. It's got a coolant leak right now, man. It loses pressure, and it don't run hot, but it heats all the way up. And it'll get low, and then it'll start trying to run hot. So, with that saying that, these flexible stainless steel hoses that everybody can bend the way they need them to go, yeah, they look nice and pretty. Yeah, they look good. You know what I'm saying? But as far as working good, I don't like them, man. They leak, and leak. You know what I'm saying? It took me a while to get it to where it wouldn't leak. I kept tightening it a little bit, tighten this. But then you tighten them up too tight, the straps will bust. They'll pop. You know, you'll cut into the rubber hose and all of that. They just tacky. You know what I'm saying? So what I advise to you is to get like a regular hose, you know, from like a Tahoe truck or just any kind of hose. You know, try to match it up to where it'll work. Not no stainless steel hoses. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually gonna make another video and show y'all how I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? You can lengthen them, shorten them, all that. That's another thing that I advise y'all not to do. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna take a Tahoe top radiator hose and I'm gonna cut it and I'm gonna adapt it to my car. I'm gonna do the same thing for the bottom radiator hose. And then if I have to cut the hoses, I'm gonna get those couplets that you slide the hose on, you put 2 more clamps on it, and you can bolt it down. And I'm gonna use heavy duty clamps. the heavy duty clamps that you use on the intercooler. And I'm going with silicone radiator hoses. The stuff that is real tough, man, and not like the regular radiator hoses. It's gonna help you to make sure that your radiator hose don't bust, your radiator hose don't leak. You can burn out, you can put as much pressure as you want to on your engine. You ain't gotta worry about them things popping. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing, man. But anyway, check this out, y'all. I'm gonna show you the old radiator. Oh yeah, there you go. I know y'all can see up inside of that radiator now. Let me back up a little bit so you can see. There you go. You see those little things in there? You got 3 rows. You got one on the end, you got one in the middle, then you got one right there. So they call this radiator a 3-row radiator because you got 3 rows of fins inside the radiator. This is a 3-row radiator. What I had, the older radiator that we took off that was leaking, the one that I put the power steering cooler on the front of it that developed the leak, that was a 4-core radiator. Now, I took the 4-core out and I put a 3-core in because at the time they didn't have any more 4-core radiators. So I just went ahead and ordered a 3-core radiator, which is still a significant improvement from the factory 2-core radiators that the Tahoe uses. I think my SS Camaro got a 2-core radiator too. But the 3-core radiators, they'll make your engine run a lot cooler. And the 4-core radiators will make your car even run more cooler. And I noticed the normal operating temperature difference between a 4-core radiator and the 3-core radiator. You know, the 3-core radiator, it actually runs about maybe 5 or 6 degrees higher than the 4-core radiator. And that's good for your engine. You know what I'm saying? You got to be at a certain operating temperature for your engine to operate at its best. But, you know, if you could keep it running a little cooler, that's good for the lifespan of your engine. It's good for performance as long as it's not too cold. And it's just good all the way around, man. You know what I'm saying? So those are a few things, man, that you can do, that you can implement on your LS swap to make sure that you don't run hot, to also make sure that you ain't spending a whole lot of extra money like I had to. Those radiators cost a lot of money, you know, especially all aluminum. So y'all keep that in mind, man. You know, once again, you know, I don't want y'all making these same mistakes I did. So make sure y'all take note of this, man. Your LS swap is just as important as my LS swap. If you have not, man, hey, check that playlist out. Click that link in the top right corner, and you can see other LS swap cooling videos, man. How to properly plumb your steam vent system to make sure your car don't run hot. That's very important too. But y'all can check those videos out, man. Do me a favor, go ahead, click that subscribe button. Also, turn on your notification bell so you see all the new videos when we post them. This Chevys R Us, y'all. And you too.